Good morning, everyone. Um, it is Wednesday, April 1st, April Fool's Day. Um, Certainly the strangest April Fool's Day that I've ever experienced. Um, I think we are doing our best to maintain our calm and presence in this world. Um, Good time to be living intentionally, thinking about what we're doing, think about what's important to us. Um, but um, yeah, certainly is a strange day affected by coronavirus. Um, you know, Cases in the world are at 875,000. I'm sure if not tomorrow, by the next day, that will top a million. I think it was about 188,000 cases in the US, 75 in New York, 16,000 in New Jersey. Um, so, it's just doing our best to be safe and be healthy. We have shrank our social circle, as I mentioned yesterday, just really seeing Jenna and Keith and two grandchildren, other than when we head out to the store. Um, so, good morning, Michelle. How are you? How's everybody at your house? Um, Morning, Cheryl Ann. Good to see you. Thanks for joining. Um, yeah, I was just saying, I think, I'm not sure anybody was even on yet, but cases in the world, 875,000, probably be over a million soon. But um, about 188,000 in the US. Um, but I think with precautions that people can keep themselves safe. I think by you know getting our immune systems as healthy as possible, being active as much as possible to keep our bodies healthy is the best we can do. Um, so, um, I don't know if people saw my post yesterday, starting a um, new series. Uh, you need an integrative practitioner when. Good morning, Jenna. Um, I'm going to talk about the microbiome today. Yes, first I'll ask if anybody has any questions about Corona that they want to post. Um, you know, was watching Dr. Anthony Fauci, and he did come out and say that they were studying the issue of wearing masks out in public. Um, Plus, the major advantages, it keeps you from touching a droplet and then touching that to your mouth or nose. Um, Reminds us, cues us for social distancing, whether that's a mask, whether that is a bandana or a scarf, something to cover your face and remind us not to touch our mouth or nose. Um, and to maintain social distancing. If we could do that, it'll will certainly cut down on our chances of getting infected. And for anybody who hasn't seen it, Dr. David Price from Weill Cornell Medical Center, his video on how to protect yourself and your family is worth a watch. It's on our Princeton Integrative Health site. You can find it through there. And can also, you might be able to find it by Googling it. It was also on Fox News. It was just a good review of how to keep ourselves safe. Morning, Elena. All right. Well, if people have questions about Corona as we go through, let me know. But let me uh, let me get started on, as I said, my new series. I want this to be interactive with people. It's going to be functional medicine facts. Um, and I want people to send me stories about why they decided to join the integrative health movement. You know why they decided that place like they ended up in a place like this. Um, because I think that there are a lot of misconceptions out there about functional and integrative medicine, and I want to help educate people to dispel those myths. My mission is really to educate people, to tell people that there's a different way, and I certainly feel a better way. And I've been a practicing physician for over 35 years now. Came to integrative medicine a little bit over 3 years ago now, thanks to my daughter Jenna, who led me down the path. She likes to say she brought me to the light side. Um, there is so much more power in this approach than conventional medicine. Helps to deal with issues that during conventional medicine I really had no tools to help people, no framework, no philosophical framework to help people. But with uh, with integrative medicine, with the integrative approach, um, much more power to help people. And you know, I often tell people that we pick up where conventional medicine leaves off. Um, for issues like fibromyalgia, fatigue, autoimmune disease, just to name a few. Any type of GI problems that conventional medicines likes to uh, label as irritable bowel syndrome. We can also help inflammatory bowel disease. So the list just goes on and on. I'm not going to list them all here today for sure. But I don't know if you saw my post. As I said, I'm naming this new series. You need an integrative practitioner when, um, you know, again, for all those things that people either no medicine, a conventional practitioner said something that upset them. I want to hear so we can educate other people and spread the movement. So anybody have stories? You can either post them here or private message me, or get them to me somehow for our patients, either the portal or email. Um, so anyway, so today's uh, you need an integrative practitioner when you say the word microbiome and your doctor looks at you in bewilderment. Um, I think a lot of patients have had that experience. A lot of patients have told me that have come in and told me that they've had that experience. And the reason I started with the microbiome is because the microbiome is so central to our health. The microbiome are those trillions of bacteria that inhabit our gut that help us digest our food, help us make energy, help regulate our hormones and neurotransmitters. I mean, it is essential to everything that we do. And if um, we don't take good care of our microbiomes, if we don't eat properly, if they get disturbed by antibiotics, things go awry, and um, people suffer ill health from that. So, um, I also put a challenge out there for anybody who has any issue, just, Google microbiome and your particular condition and see what research comes up. So, even though I really, when I was a conventional doctor, it was not talked about the microbiome. There was no real discussion about that. I used to go to CME courses yearly. There was no discussion about it. Just like there's no real discussion about nutrition. Um, but there is a ton of research out there about the importance of the microbiome and many conditions. So, um, for example, for autoimmune disease, helping people look at their microbiome, um, helping to heal their gut is important. There have been reports that people actually reverse their autoimmune disease. We help somebody reverse their Hashimoto's um, by working on their microbiome and their GI tract. Um, and why would the microbiome be involved in autoimmune disease? Some people might ask. Well, 80% of our immune system is in our GI tract because we're putting things in from the outside world all the time into our GI tract, obviously. And, we're thinking we're just putting food in, but we're putting bacteria, parasites, um, viruses get in. Um, and so the body has, because that's the major point of contact with the outside world. The immune system is primarily around the GI tract. So when things go awry with the immune system, it's usually um, related to the microbiome. And through processes like things like molecular mimicry, um, or just overall inflammatory processes, our body starts to make antibodies against our own tissues. Um, you know, Hashimoto's is, extremely common nowadays. Um, so, lupus, rheumatoid arthritis, psoriasis, eczema, all autoimmune conditions um, that um, have responded to working on people's microbiome. So I urge you, if you have any questions about that, please let me know. Uh, if you have any friends or family who have any of these issues, please guide them to this live broadcast recording. Um, and, you know, I'm going to be doing this. I plan on posting a different topic every day. Uh, Again, Monday through Thursday, and at 8 a.m., and Saturday and Sunday at 9 a.m. And, again, it's meant to educate, it's meant to spark discussion, um, and, you know, just really help the general community. Um, does anybody have any questions on anything? Any comments? Any, again, if anybody has anything on coronavirus, happy to answer that too. That's always going to be in the background, but I think we can work on other things while the coronavirus is going on. Um, so, um, I have certainly continued working and, still seeing patients virtually and that kind of thing. So, can always be reached. Okay, if there are no questions, I will sign off for this morning. Hello, Carlene. Um, just about to sign off, unless you have a question about the coronavirus. Um, and just to recap, I discussed the importance of the microbiome to people. Um, its importance in many diseases. I picked on autoimmune since that's the immune system is mostly around the gut. Um, so autoimmune disease often has its origins in the gut microbiome and the immune system there. So, um, we obviously we do all that testing at Princeton Integrative Health, and you know, again, check out Jenna's immune support group. She has a lot of great facts and tips there, and please let your friends and family know about this so we can reach out and educate more people and get this movement. You know, the ultimate goal of this movement. Um, Good morning, Dana. The ultimate goal of this movement is really to change how medicine is done for everyone. So everyone has the advantage and the power of this type of movement. Functional and integrative medicine, and there are many forms and flavors of this. As I said, I've been a conventional doctor for over 35 years, and I have just found this so powerful for checking it out. Dana, do you have any questions? Um, uh, and Carlene, yes, thank you for sending your clients to our page. Totally appreciate it. Want everybody to share. Good morning, Nancy. Um, Nancy tells us that she just got back from ShopRite. They're only letting 30 customers at a time into the store. Um, Feels like it's a sci-fi experience. Um, yeah, I guess that's a good way to maintain social distancing. Um, and for those of you that signed on late, check out my post about the microbiome. Um, Talked about also the brain gut axis. I think people that is really an underappreciated aspect, that what goes on in your GI tract directly can influence your brain, um, affect your mood. Um, Things like celiac disease, gluten disorders. There's been documentation, scientific studies that show that it can cause actually even psychosis, can become so severe. Um, and, you know, Make us irritable. I mentioned the immune system can make us anxious. So many things go back to the gut. A lot of literature that the microbiome can actually be altered by probiotics, um, and you know. So if you need a good assessment from for your microbiome, check out Princeton Integrative Health. All right. Any other questions or comments? Uh, let's see. Is there anything else on the microbiome that we want to talk about? I mean, again, it's involved in so many diseases, arthritis, you know, is often affected by our diet. I've had many people come in who complain of, these joints aches and pains, and when they change their diet, they get the gluten out or they get the dairy out or whatever their particular issue is, and their joint aches get better. Um, so again, very very important to look at your microbiome and to get a good assessment. Okay. Again, check out Jenna's immune support group. Um, I don't know. I try to add a an action button that I think that would take you there. We'll see. Somebody let me know if that actually works. Okay. Um, all right. Which probiotic do I? Dana has a question. Which probiotic do I recommend? It depends. It depends on what's going on. Some of the ones that we particularly like are Megaspore Biotic, which, as the name implies, has spore bacteria that you don't get in the other probiotics. Can help you heal leaky gut. Um, which is obviously a big concern for the people with autoimmune disease and many other conditions. Um, if we find things like Clostridia bacteria or Candida, we often like to use Saccharomyces, which is a yeast-based probiotic. So it depends on what we find on our assessment. Our assessment is called the GI map for microbial assessment profile, and has some markers of intestinal health, such as uh, IgA and a digestive enzyme to take a look at that. And so, yeah, depends on assessment, but usually, again, the megaspore and the Saccharomyces are usually two that we use because oftentimes people come to us on probiotics. Um, and, you know, there's obviously a lot of probiotics out there. Sometimes we'll go with the lactobacillus or bifidobacterium probiotics. Depends. I like to rotate my probiotics every 3 to 6 months because I don't think that the science is there to tell us which is the best one yet. So I like to get a variety. And I guess the other thing I can say is, if you can eat fermented foods, that's another way, a good way to feed your microbiome and increase your microbial diversity that we should all be doing. So get some fermented foods in there. All right. Any other questions? All right. Hope that answered your question, Dana. Thank you for that. Which brand, Cheryl? I think I sort of, Megaspore Biotic is a brand unto itself. Um, that's the name of it. Saccharomyces. Not sure. I think we use orthomolecular for our Saccharomyces. So, um, those are, I would say, our two top probiotics that we tend to use. Again, because we're trying to, you know, again, a lot of people come on a lot of different probiotics, so we want to expose their microbiome to something that they haven't seen before to increase that diversity. So, let's see your question. Where is Nancy's? Oh, Nancy. Nope, I didn't see your question. Thank you, Nancy, for um, pointing that out for me again. In terms of digestion, how do the supplements, etc., that come in capsules break down? Not sure exactly what you mean like that. Do you mean how did the capsules literally break down, where they're digested by the acid and that kind of thing? Or how do we um, how do we digest them, or how do they aid digestion? I'm not sure exactly what you mean. If you can clarify that, but I'll take a stab at it. How do the gelatin capsules break down? Yeah, they're broken down by the stomach acid and the digestive enzymes, digestive juices, if you will. So um, sometimes, the gelatin capsule, yeah, gelatin capsules are pretty easily digestible. Break down under, the acid or or if they make it into the small intestine, the digestive enzymes. So um, and they usually break down pretty well and pretty easily and release whatever their contents are. So, all right. Okay, well, I'm going to sign off for this morning. Thank you all for being here. As I said, if you could bring your friends, family, acquaintances, whoever, so we can educate more people. I totally appreciate that. Okay, everyone have a great day, and tomorrow's Thursday, so I'll see you here at 8 a.m. and stay healthy and safe. Let's see, Nancy, are there any synthetic types that are bad ones? Um, Nancy, there's a wide variation in supplements. The ones we recommend keep on our shelves and transmit through full scripts. Um, those are brands that we have a lot of confidence in. Um, so I just tend to steer clear of other ones for the most part, just because you can't know all the synthetic ones or, who's doing what. And there's a lot of concern out there in when you get out into supplements outside of companies that are, that they're doing third-party testing and good manufacturing practices. Um, a few years back, New York went into uh, certain stores, took supplements off their shelves, and a lot of the supplements didn't have what they said. They had other ingredients that weren't supposed to be in there. So we try to stick with supplements that are usually marketed to providers so that we can keep track of that. Um, and make sure that they are companies that again, we keep good tabs on what's going on, and we have a lot of confidence in them. So that's how we deal with the supplement issue. All right, you're welcome, Nancy. And all right, everyone, have a great day. Stay safe, be healthy, and you know practice your meditative practices or whatever you do to keep yourself in a good place. Okay, see you tomorrow.